If you're new here, I'm Sandy and I do crafts. If you're joining me again, thank you so much. I know I've been a little missing in action, but I am back now, hopefully for long haul. I'll talk about that later though. A little housekeeping. I do have a dog. Her name is Maisie. Hopefully she takes a nap. She didn't nap yesterday. Yeah, if you are new here, basically this is a standard crafting podcast of what I've been making, what I've acquired, and sort of future crafting plans, and I will talk about kind of like what happened in the past year, a little bit throughout, because, you know, a lot of it is tied to what's been going on, but also throughout, but a little bit after, maybe if there's anything left to say. So I'm just going to tell you what I've done. I don't have a lot of friends to sit down and have a glass of wine and talk about crafts with, because they just don't craft. So I do that with you. So cheers. Today I'm having a Benevento White. I have a feeling Benevento wine is going to take off because it was on Tucci in Italy, which if you haven't watched and you like calm, nice food content, highly recommend. But yeah, I mean, we've been on it. My husband's family is like from Benevento, so we are big Benevento wine people. Yeah, so let's get into crafts. I will start with crochet, because I have a crochet project. I know. So this pattern, it's the Viola's, or I think her name's ViolaCrochet's Raphia Sun Bag. So basically the concept of this is that you make 2 circles and then a thing in the middle, and then she gives you instructions to sew a little bag to go inside, bag insert. Yeah, and then you have pre-made handles that you sew on. So I got these, I think their name is Salvo Leather out of Athens. And the designer of the pattern's Greek too, so it's my little, I need a Greek vacation bag. Yeah, so I got these. I am going to add a crossbody strap because I like to be as hands-free as possible. I don't think this is long enough to be really crossbody on me since I'm tall. So I'm going to try to figure out, yeah, it ends up like my natural waist. But I think even just a longer shoulder strap so I don't have to like, you know, it'll do the trick, I think. Or I can like add a chain onto it, I don't know. But they're really good quality leather, really good. They were like €60, so not, I mean, not like affordable, but like for buying them from a small business with really good quality leather, surprisingly affordable. I was expecting to pay more. So yeah, I've been working on this for a while. I haven't had any really issues with the pattern. I think this is probably, especially getting like this stuff and this stuff done, is so well explained. I did have an issue though, because you see, I've already made one side of the bag, but the issue is I didn't do the middle, because like I noticed in like the bottom right of the page, because you know usually the pattern starts on one page, the page before there's like a lot of information on which yarn she used and all of that. There was this little note that you need like a string on the inside, so it kept keep pulling on the string, and so I assumed it was just like your magic loop string, and I couldn't figure out why mine wasn't doing the spiral. And the thing is, it shouldn't make that big of a difference, but I think this looks so much better. So I am gonna undo this and redo it. I have never worked with Raphia before, so I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna go, but we'll see. I'm using this yarn from Northern Italy. It's 1991 basic Raphia Sweet. It's from Laine online. I have a feeling I can't find this anywhere except Laine online, so this might be like their house yarn range. I mean, it's 100% cellulosa vegetale, so vegetable cellulose. I'm thinking it might be Raphia Palm itself. It's good. I mean, Raphia yarn might be the satin of knitting. It like, getting used to it has been hard, well, crochet in this case, but like, yeah, the satin of fiber arts. It has been so, and annoying. Yeah, it's just like, it's an annoying yarn to work with, and I don't think it's this yarn in particular. I think it's just Raphia is tough. You know, even on the pattern, because I was worried about, the pattern was off of Etsy, so like I was worried about this section and like these sections. So I did ask her if like a sort of advanced beginner could do it, and she was like, probably. Like, she told me all the stitches I would need to know. And I think I said like the directions are so well laid out. Like, this is a good pattern, except for that one little bit that I think should have been on the main pattern. I mean, I did show it to my friend who crochets a lot, and I was just like, would you have gotten this? And she was like, no, I would have missed that. So yeah, I did make a crochet friend. I have one friend who does crafts, so but I miss you guys. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, look, I'll try it. I'll see what happens. I'm gonna sew these on like that. I'm not 100% sure about the color. A part of me thinks I should have went the darker brown. What do you guys think? I don't know. But so far it has been fun, and it's been fun actually doing something a little harder with crochet, because it is something I feel like I'm not very good at. So being able to say like, hey, like I'm making a crochet bag. And maybe with the magic loop issue and the little thing issue, it was a thing, but like this, I am so proud of this. Like, this is good. So yeah, so that's crochet. I don't think I have anything else crocheted going on at the moment. I have another knitting project though. This one I had to restart last night because I thought I was too good for a lifeline. Friends, you are never too good for a lifeline, I promise. So this is, if you've been with me a while, you know I made the little Gansey sweater for my nephew and one of our friend's kids who's like sort of family, and yeah, so I made them so that one of us can go walk them in matching sweaters. So I'm making one now for my nephew because I'm going to Canada in July. So yeah, I'm using, this is Laine du Nord. Also, I got it on Lana online. It's a worsted 100% merino because my nephew has like a sensory bit of issues, which I do too. So fair enough, you know, I want them to have nice stuff. So yeah, so I've started on this. I got 6, it's a bit of math, 6 skeins, so hopefully that'll be enough for the sweater and the hat. I think it's tough when you live away from the people that you're making things from, because I think he's a lot taller than I thought he was. So I'm going to try to add some length maybe, and see what happens. Hopefully I have enough yarn for the hat and the sweater, because I think it's a really cute combination for both of them. Another problem with circular balls of yarn is they just like rolling everywhere, eh? Another project I'm working on for my niece before the trip. So that sweater, the Gansey sweater, and this one need to be finished. Like, I want them finished by July 1st, so I don't have to rush blocking. Like, blocking won't be a problem. Even 100% wool saturated will dry like in 2-3 hours here because it's so hot. It was like 29 yesterday, and it's only June. And the beginning of June, I'm gonna die. I don't know if I said it, but that's why I'm not filming in the other room, because this air conditioner is like top notch. That one's, the gas air conditioner, don't get me wrong, it's good, but this one's like banging. So yeah, like I'm just warm. I'm like a flower, I wilt in the sun. Do not do well with it, but what can you do? I live in Malta. So yeah, so this one, oh, that's where the yarn needle I put in went. I love knitting magazines. I have Redley, and they have so many knitting magazines, and it's basically like you're just opening up a wealth of patterns because they go back. Also, like, they have some of the sewing magazines, they actually put the pattern that you can print it out. So if you want to get a lot of knitting and sewing patterns for a good price, highly recommend getting Redley, I don't know, but it's really good. So I saw this one, it's like, they called it the Lace Bolero. They did it all in one color, and I kind of just thought, wait, I could do that in like a cotton, because I have a lot of this Catania by Skackenmeyer yarn. I think this might be discontinued, but I bought it before Brexit, and it's 100% cotton. It's just a really, really good yarn. It's nice to use. I've made some dishcloths with it, so it's really easy to wash. But I bought so much of this. I don't know what I bought it for. Quite frankly, I don't remember. Story of my life. But yeah, so it's a really good yarn. And yeah, so I just thought, okay, like, wait, I have colors in this. And then I sort of looked at the pattern and I'm like, it sort of looks like strawberry leaves. So this is what I finished so far. I'm just weaving in my ends and then I just have to finish the neckline. So I did these to be the leaves of the strawberry, this to be the actual strawberry. Can I hold it like a little shrug for summer in cotton? How cute. And then I got for it, where are they? They were here. Such is life, especially mine. Did they fall behind the thing? This is gonna drive me proper nuts. Did I put them? Okay, I'm gonna pause you and find where I put this bag. Would you believe I was looking at it? Would you believe? I drive myself nuts, I'm telling you. So I got 2 of these. I found these on Etsy from a shop, I want to say in Austria, I don't remember, but aren't they cute? So what is gonna happen is these little buttons, there's just one here to really drive home the strawberry point. I just have to finish weaving and then ends, do the neck. And then they love putting her hair up in little space buns. And I have some of this yarn in like a light, really, really like bordering white blush pink. And I have a bit of mustard colored one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make little clips that are like, I found a pattern already. I'm gonna crochet little like flowers that are like that kind of whitish pink with the mustard center. So it's like the strawberry flowers. I might do a little leaves in the green as well so that they can put like the 2 little flower clips. And then she's got like the strawberry and then she's got the leaves and the strawberry colors. She can be a little strawberry. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I came up with this idea, but I love it. It's gonna be the cutest little thing. And she's like a little strawberry blonde too. So yeah, like this was almost, not almost entirely, but like I did all the lace on the bust to and from quiz. Like this was actually a really good, it wasn't too hard. The yarn is sport, but they wanted DK, so I held it double, which did increase the ends, but I think it also made it a little thicker, which is nice. I think it'll be cute for summer. I hope it fits her. But yeah, and the lace was really pretty. It was quite easy. If you've never done lace, this would probably be a good starting point. It wasn't like the easiest thing, you have to concentrate, but as somebody who's done a bit of lace stuff before, it wasn't too much. Yeah, so that was in Simply Knitting. It's called the Lacy Bolero. If you get Ridley, which again, highly recommend, this is a great project. Then I had my needle in, which I'm going to put in because I am weaving in ends, the worst. But yeah, so all I need to do is just finish, because the collar's here, buttonhole's here, so I just need to finish knitting that, sew it on. Yeah, the only thing I had that was kind of difficult about this was these 2 pieces I had to sew, because so you start in like 1, I cast on, and then it just kind of slips, but then I picked it back up here. So it was like from here to here, it was just flapping around, but I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the choice I made. I did have to take it apart a few times because I started it, I wanted it to be all this color, but then I realized I wouldn't have enough yarn. So I was looking at all the colors. I might have had enough of the like blush pink white one, but the issue is like she is strawberry blonde, you know, she's a little bit paler. Obviously, you know, she did not get my mom's Italian skin like my brother did. She got to be a rosiness that I have. But I just thought maybe it would wash her out, so I wanted like some color near her face. And so then I was like playing around with maybe like a rose or something. But then I started looking at the lace and I'm like, strawberries. Strawberries. It's going to be so cute. I hope. I hope they like it. I don't know. I just also wanted something embarrassingly cute for my brother. Yeah. I just want him to just really drive home the cute, you know? Yes, what else am I working on? I'm working on a Magnolia Sock by Curious Handmade. So I absolutely love her secret sock clubs. I don't know if she's doing one this summer. I need to double check. I've done all of them. Well, I bought all of them and then I'm slowly making my way through it. This is some of my hand-dyed. I forget with which plant. I got all my hand-dyed stuff from Apple Oak Fibre Works. And they are really great. They're a company out of Ireland. They're in County Clare, I believe. They sell amazing dye kits, and this is also their sock yarn. So it's 60 wool, 20% ramie, 20% silk. So it's nice to have a plastic-free sock. This was my bus project, but I haven't worked on it in a bit. So because I've been trying to get this kid stuff done, and even I did a bit of crocheting on the bus. So yeah, so I just need to. I think I just might restart it because I'm a little lost on where I am. The joys of being a public transit user, I suppose. Also in socks, I'm doing a 2 at a time pair. So these are from my friend Oliver. Okay, so I'll start with why I'm making. I don't do a lot of I don't do a lot of gift knitting after 2 gifts. Like making fun stuff, unless I think you really like, you know. But I was going to pub quiz and he was like playing with us when we were early. He was knitting and he like asked a bunch of questions about it and I was just like, thank you for being interested. And he was like, oh, I'd love a pair of those. And I'm like, look, I'll just cast you on a pair. And so this I did hand dye. I did sort of a painting thing. And I figure for his first pair of wool socks, this is a Skackenmeyer base. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon. I'm just doing a full rib. I was going to face the other way, but my house on this side, my apartment on this side is really messy. So we're just going to work with the lighting and hope for the best. But yeah, so, no, so it's good. They're going well so far. They've been taking me a really long time. It's just a very basic vanilla sock. I do not understand how I got one on one side and one on the other. I have thought about it so hard and I just cannot figure it out. But that's the way it is. That's the way it's gonna be, and you know what? That's fine. I love them anyway. Yeah, but it's good. So I'm hoping to get more progress. He was supposed to be in them this winter. Bless him, on Easter he came over and he was like, I think he was expecting them done, and I was just like, oh, my sweet summer child. But more on why things have taken me so long later. And one last knitting extravaganza. So I have started, I might actually need to tear this apart because I think it might be too big for me now. But yeah, so this is I forget the name of the pattern, but it's by Girly Knits, and she basically made her wedding dress and she based these off of it. So this is a sport weight yarn that was supposed to be for when my niece was born, the one who's going to be a little strawberry. It's gonna be so cute. I bought the yarn in Lithuania, but I didn't realize it was a sport weight because yarn weights aren't really that big outside of the English speaking world. There are places that know them and like do it, but you know. So I bought a bunch of sport weight. It didn't work, so I bought new yarn. Thank you, Lana, online, and made her lay it that way. But this one is a superwash. I believe it's just drops, not Charisma, another one. I had so much fun making this. There is like 1,000,002 different little scrappy bits. But it's super wash, so it's gonna stretch out. It's gonna be a tank top. So basically, I'll show you the back as well. It's 100% merino, and yeah, so it's really cute. It's such a fun knit. And then what you do is you get it to this point, and then you block it, and then you try it on, and you can put the straps where your bra strap is, which I think is genius. 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 Because the thing is, like, a part of me is like, oh, well, tank top, when am I gonna wear that? But shoulder seasons, like in Malta, in like autumn and spring, it would be nice to have something a little warmer, but still cool, you know? So my plan is I'm gonna block it, see if it fits. I might try it on actually before I block it, because superwash yarn tends to really stretch with blocking. So I might have to redo it. And then I'm gonna dye it. So I'm hoping for maybe a burgundy, maybe a green. I don't know. If you have suggestions, let me know. And then to match this, I did look up all the designers and names before I did all this. There's the Cottage core accessory pack. So the scrunchie, I've done a few bows, but I put them somewhere. So bless you, do the scrunchie. Oh, there's a bow. Little bows. Because I'm thinking, how cute would it be if I did like a bun or even like a claw clip and then I put it like right there, you know, little bow things. I think it might be cute. This one's gonna be a scrunchie, and then I made this one to go around Maisie's neck, so that we can match when I wear my tank top. And then there's one of those to go around ponytails and everything. So yeah, so I'm excited for that, but I'm worried that it might be too big. But such is life. My weight fluctuates a lot at the best of times, and it's even worse at what has been the worst of times. So what can one do? At least what I will say about this pattern, Girly Knits patterns are exceptionally well written. And this one's really good, and I just learned so much about like shaping. It's not a hard pattern, but it's one of those ones. What really screwed me up is you knit it inside out so that you do more knitting than purling, which is genius. But again, like Girly Knits patterns, I think my first sweater ever that I attempted to knit when I was traveling and teaching in Italy, I bought the yarn in France at BHV, who I'm mad at forever now, because I think they actually took the craft section out to put a Shein pop-up. Like, I'm not sure if they took the craft section out because I haven't been to Paris. But I'm just like, even just putting a Shein pop-up is like the ultimate betrayal, in my opinion. It used to be beautiful. It used to be like a whole yarn, fabric, art section, and you could buy like everything. And yeah, I used to go there and buy yarn when I was like out. I always planned to like kind of be finished my project in Paris, and then I would just like buy more yarn. But yeah, the first one I made was a Girly Knits pattern, and that was when I thought like slip, slip, knit meant like slip, slip, knit the next stitch and leave them. So I think that's still at my parents' house. I might try to find it. Just such a blast from the past. But hey, it worked and I wore it. So, you know. But yeah, her patterns are excellent. This one's based off her wedding dress. She also released another, there's a plain version and there's this version. And I think she released machine knit patterns for this as well. So, I don't know. But I just think, like, my mind is blown by the idea of, like, block it and make it so you can wear it with a bra. Like, obviously. Genius. Yeah, so that's kind of, I think, everything I'm working on. I sort of started a project for Adam, but I might restart it as like a polo because I think it'll be too big for him now. He's really gotten into bicycling. It's like his whole personality. So yeah, happy for him. He loves it. Yeah, I'm gonna save, there is sort of a ish work in progress I'm gonna save for last when I talk about what's been going on in my life. But let's talk some acquisitions. What have I bought in the past however long it's been since I've done this? So let me just, it's actually not that much given it's been a year. Also, you saw a lot of what I've bought in terms of like buying stuff for projects. I haven't been buying a ton of stash, partly because, I mean, the fabric stores also just aren't, there's like one fabric store. The craft stores, it's really tough because they're in little towns. And Facebook isn't really a big, like, they use Facebook here, but like Google isn't a thing, and like sometimes it'll be on Facebook but you don't know, and then they don't know it's just, you know, and it's tough. And then sometimes they speak English, sometimes they don't, and my Maltese is non-existent and my Italian is, I'm trying, you know, so it's just, it's been a bit tough. So I'm working with what I got, but the one they have is interesting. I went in looking for fabric, and I was like, oh, is it like cotton? And he's like, it's cotton viscose. And I'm just like, okay, is it cotton or is it viscose? Because those are two different things. I gave him like a whole lecture about it, and I think, I don't know, he just went and got somebody else. So now when I walk in, the one lady who sort of knows. But like, I'm sorry, I was telling him, I'm like, just go get me the book. I just want to know the fiber content. Like, if it's viscose, that's fine, but it changes what I would make. Like, I was looking for cotton, I was looking for lint. Man. But I did end up buying some viscose just because it was what I can afford, and I do need more summer clothes. Realistically, I have maybe 4 tops and 2 dresses that I wear as skirts. 1 skirt, 1 dress that's a little big, and 1 sort of super fancy dress and 1 medium dress, and it's just not a like medium fancy, you know. And like, we're full blown summer. Like, it was 29 yesterday. I think it's gonna hit 30 today. Like, I need summer clothes. Like, it's fine most of the time because realistically I only leave the house like once or twice a week to like go out, you know, like I'll go grocery shopping, but like to go out, like it's a Tuesday, so I'm going to quiz tonight, and that's my thing. If we want to go out, because my husband does shift work, so if we want to go out when he's off shift, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes I just make like cocktails and a fancy meal here. So it's fine. But the issue is we have people coming over. And so like my parents and my aunt came last year, and we just had to like hyper do laundry. But like I said, things dry very quickly here on the line, so it's not bad. But it's also just like stressful because I'm just like, I physically like do not have, I will be naked. Oh, and then I have the weird pair of pants I made. Remember how I said those would be sweatpants only? No, they're out pants now, but I figured out the bathroom solution for them, so we're good. If you haven't seen that video, I don't know, it's funny. I illustrated the weirdest pair of pants ever in existence. Maisie, don't bark, please. Maisie? She says hi. Maisie, do you want a treat? Come here, have a treat. Show the people how pretty you are. Yeah? Take. It's okay. Take. Good girl. So yeah. So this fabric store is a bit of a trip, but I did buy some viscose just because I need clothes. So I got, I don't know, I was gonna make pants, but I don't know if I want viscose pants because my thighs rub together, and I feel like that's probably not a good idea. So this might be a skirt or maybe a dress. It's a cheetah print. I'm transitioning my wardrobe right now from brown being my neutral to black being my neutral, or black being my neutral to brown being my neutral. So I haven't talked this long. What are we? I haven't talked this long consistently in a long time. So please forgive me. So I'm thinking I might do a skirt or a dress in these. I was gonna do pants, but yeah, my thighs rub, and viscose doesn't do well in like water. So if I get sweaty, I just feel like it's gonna be a lot of work for maybe something that doesn't last. So maybe I'll do a dress with each of those. And then last summer my aunt came, and we had so much fun. You know, we wandered around the island and we went for cocktails. She came with one of her friends who discovered limoncello spritzes for the first time. If you want to be an Aperol spritz person but you don't like the bitterness, try a limoncello spritz. Yeah, it's limoncello instead of Aperol. It's like sweet and yummy and delicious and spritzy and lemony, and it's so good. And then, yeah, so she came and we ended up going to Treviso to see my family. And my cousin took me to a market. Wow. It was like a farmer's market, but they also had like clothing stalls, and they had like sewing stalls and fabric stalls. And like the yarn wasn't great, but one of them I bought a new pair of fabric scissors. Right? These are beautiful. They were only €12. They got some good weight on them. So sharp. I'm obsessed with these. Yeah, and they're made in Italy for €12 for like a good pair of scissors. Man, oh man. Like, I am obsessed with them. And I needed some this size because I have like shears, but I didn't have like a really good pair that are like this size. They've got the flat, so I can really like, man, oh man. And then, oh, it was so funny because the woman was so concerned at the stall. She was like, no, but you can't take them on the butt. And I'm like, no, I have checked. So yeah, so that was fun. And then there was another stall where I couldn't help myself. So these I think were €6 each. They are 100% linen, but I think there's only like a meter or two of each one. I think 1.5 meters on each one. But look at how, I was only gonna get one, but I couldn't decide. And then my aunt had cash and she was like, I will just give you cash. And I was like, okay. So yeah, so there's slightly different colorways, but I'm thinking what I might do is I might make a top where I do like the sleeves with one and then the sleeves with one and the like body of the top with the other, just to, because I think they could go, like they go together. Unless you have good ideas for like a nice top that's only needs like 1.5 meters. But I've been finding that so hard to find. And then the lining, I'll just do like a black fabric or something to really make it pop, because it is quite thin. I mean, it's linen, but they are beautiful. There was some silk I wanted, but that was like €60. To be fair, it was €60 for like 4 meters. It's like a bargain, but I just didn't have the cash. It was cash only, of course. But yeah, so that was my market find. I love this though, it's so pretty. Like, just look how gorgeous the colors are. But I think they could go together. I mean, what do you think? Please comment. I am soliciting advice. Like, realistically, yeah, like if I did a flutter sleeve top and then one was the flutter and one was the body, maybe. I don't know. I just, as soon as I saw craft stuff, I was just like, wow. And then, oh, I'm gonna go grab the books I bought and I will be right back. I might grab myself a cheeky little another glass of wine too. Why not? Okay, same angle, all good. Cheers. I realized I forgot one more acquisition that was craft supply based. That's my favorite one. So last year for my birthday, my wonderful husband proved he could take a hint, and also from online, of course. Now you may be thinking, that doesn't look like your typical color. Why are you so excited? Well, my friends, this is Landenoid's luxury line cashmere. This is 100% cashmere. Okay, so here's one of my hottest craft tips. If you want really beautiful supplies, craft companies, like yarn companies, fabric companies, everything are just like everybody else. They go with the seasons, you know? So if fashion has been showing one color, they're probably just going to produce it. And the shops will buy it because it makes them look current and good. Colors like white, black, gray, even to an extent brown, probably won't go on sale, but trend colors always go on sale. So these, I think, are about, I think we got them for like €6 per, it's a 25 gram skein, but 50 grams, that's only €12. 24 for 100, that's really good. That's merino wool pricing for cashmere. This is so soft. So, because I would never be able to afford cashmere full price, right? Well, maybe one day, who knows? But, you know, it's just not in the thing, but on sale. So my plan is I will be winding it into little hanks like this. So basically I just take a chair back, because I already have the meterage. I'm not worried about it, right? Take a chair back, wind it around, put my little ties on it so that when I'm dyeing it I can see it. And then for storage, I'm doing it in like the yarn shop thing. But to dye it, this was so much easier when I worked in a yarn shop and I had to do this multiple times a day. But to dye it, I'm just gonna add some maybe like purple. I'm thinking I want like a purple or a burgundy. And yeah, so I can just dye my own yarn, have it whatever color I want, and now I can afford cashmere. And it was a really good birthday present. I think, I mean, to be fair, he did log it. Like, I wasn't surprised on my birthday, because he logged into my account so I could get the points. This is also from Lana Online. They have a point system, friends. If you live in the EU and you need yarn, this is like Lana Online. I mean, I will go so hard for them. But yeah, so this stuff is amazing. I terrified of it because, you know, so my goal is by December, I want to be able to cast on, I want to feel confident casting on, first off dyeing it, and then casting on, I forget the sweater, I think it's Rivendell or something. I know it's a Lord of the Rings reference, which I don't know because I've not read the books and I've not seen the movies. I know. We do plan to see the movies. I'm going to do like a whole menu day. I need a good stockinette project for it. Maybe I'll do it when I cast this on. But it's a designer I like. I've always been very in admiration of her stuff. She is a little curvier. So I know her stuff usually has room for like, you know, room for a more, Southern European woman's body, shall we say, I don't know. You know, but it's, I tend to look at like bust sizes and patterns, and I find if I can't find somebody with a bigger bust wearing it, it's probably not going to fit the way I want. Maisie, please don't bark out the window. To be fair, I get mad at her barking out the window, but we haven't been robbed even once. So like, oh. But yeah, so, Maisie, hush! Deal with her. Maisie, do you want to, really, right when I push record, do you want a treat? Maisie, do you want a treat? You can come this way and get a treat, that's allowed. Okay, good girl. But yeah, so if you can't afford something and you think you can afford luxury fibers, look at it like when butter yellow was trending, that would be so easy to dye over. You know, just get the closest color you can to white. For me, I definitely want something red based, so I'm so sorry if you have a dog and they just started. I will put a dark warning in the comment box. Maisie, come here. Maisie. So sorry if you have a dog, seriously. If you're wondering the treats she's been getting, I make these. So basically what I do is I think I've put them in a video before. I save all like my carrot peels or like fruit peels, or if I make gingerbread soda, all the like fruit discards if they're dog safe. And then I mix it with eggs. So if I have like an egg yolk or an egg white, I just throw it in the bags in the freezer. And then I mix it with chickpea flour in the food processor and bake them. And then I put them through the dehydrator for like, I mean, you can do it without the dehydrator. That's a new thing. This is the first batch I've done. But yeah, I put them in the dehydrator for like, till I remembered they were there. And yeah, till they were crunchy. And they last forever. And it's a really cheap way to get trading treats. So these ones I think are pear and raspberry. Yeah, but they're really good. And I can cut them small. So yeah. Maisie, search! Okay, she wants to bark out the window, that's the thing. But yeah, so that's my trick for getting really good fiber. Learn how to dye. Even cotton, 100% cotton. If you can get that like yellow or that kind of like thing. I have a whole sweater's kanji of it. Oh, I'm so excited. But terrified. That entire thing scares me. So the books I went and got. I got this the other day. Both of these books that I got are from my... Basically what happens is I always forget to put things on like a cart. I try not to go on Amazon that often. I really do. Like I do not love supporting it, but you know, there are some things you just can't get in Malta. It's tough. We're a small island and I don't think there's a huge crafting scene out here. And if it is, it's very traditional, which isn't bad. I will get into that later. But yeah, it's just kind of tough to get things, like even fabric. There's one fabric store, but there might be another one. It might be open. I don't know. Like you only know what you know. And it's kind of, it's just been a really interesting transition for me. So yeah, so sometimes I just have to find stuff. Even like the main bookstore here, they just won't get stuff in. Like they just don't have it. And I don't blame them because like, where's the demand? There is demand for crochet, I will say that much. But they did not have this. So I will put things in my cart. And then if we can't find anything and we have to do an Amazon order, I forget to put save for later and Adam will just add everything and then I get whatever my heart desires. So this one is the Granny Square card deck. This just came the other day. A lot of people on Instagram are doing this, like one a day. So I do want to get better at crochet because as much as I complain about this bag and the raffia almost killing me, I do want to get good at crochet. I do enjoy it. Especially like some days I'll just be like, I could really go for a crochet right now. And the thing with crochet is that your progress goes so much quicker than knitting. Like, crochet is faster. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts about which is easier because I have been crocheting for a while. And when I worked at the yarn shop, I was the only one who crocheted. And it made me like want to crochet more just out of like, I mean, out of spite and rebellion. Maisie, no. And yeah, so it comes with a little book explaining all of her abbreviations and everything. It is US crochet, which they explain. The Raphia bag as well, that's US terms, sort of. I don't know, it's... I think it's US terms, which is weird because she's in Greece, but whatever. And then a little thing about all the different collections they have. Things to put in the cart. And then, yeah, basically what you get is these little squares on one side, and then they all have the pattern on the back. So, yeah, so there's 50 of them, but one of them is not square. So I think I might do that one as sort of like maybe an embroidery type piece display, you know, like sew it down and put it in a hoop and maybe embroider around it. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I want to take 49 of them. So that's a 7x7 blanket, which actually works because I had a capital I issue trying to figure out how to get a 50 square blanket, and make one a day, or a crochet day, and then put them in a blanket. But I want to use all my old worsted weight scraps because I have so many like scraps where I think they can't make anything, but they might be able to make the middle, or they might be able to do just that. So yeah, because I'm saving all my DK scraps for a sea glass sweater. But this one, if they have it at Chapters Indigo, I'll put that as a link because I like them. They're still corporate, but I like them a little bit better. Try to get it from an independent bookstore if you can. I mean, the price is... Okay, sorry about that. And again, so sorry if you have a dog. But yeah, so the price is on, if you're in the US or Canada, the price is on the back. So it's not like an independent bookstore is going to gouge you because they'll just honor. And UK, it's actually £14.99, £23.95 Canadian, or $19.95 US. So if you can, go get it in an independent, but if not, do what you gotta do. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool idea of just like having a blanket. And I want to get good at crochet. I want to get so good at crochet. And I want to use up my scraps. Another one from the same situation is this one. It's 100 Essential Embroidery Motifs. I cannot for the life of me figure out where, like what box. I still haven't fully unpacked. It's been like a year. I don't know. But yeah. I cannot figure out where my embroidery stuff is. But I saw this in one of my embroidery magazines, Love Embroidery, also on Redley. I hope they have a referral link I can put in. I'm really talking about them. Like, I'm giving them some good stuff today. But I do love embroidery, and it's good too because you can get all the magazines without having to get like their free stuff kit. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice that they give you the kits that you can start, right, if you're a beginner, but a lot of the projects they put on those kits are not beginner friendly. And well, here's the rant you didn't ask for. No, this genuinely bugs me because it's not beginner friendly steps, but you're using yarn that literally feels like it's like a plastic shopping bag. It's not even a little bit nice. So yeah, when I was living in Ireland, I would buy them month to month before I found the magazine up. And I ended up, like, one of my friend's daughters was learning to knit, so I ended up teaching her to knit with that. And it was good in one way because at least it got used, and like it's, you know, it's not... I know there's a whole acrylic debate, and personally, I don't love acrylic, especially for clothing. Like, this is not natural fiber, but I bought this 10 years ago and I'm still wearing it. I'm not just gonna go throw out everything I have. Also, you know, if somebody has like a thing where they don't want something, like, for me, sweat too much to wear a lot of non-natural fibers, and that's just the truth of it. And you know, sometimes there is a place for acrylic, but for me, it's just not, especially something that feels plastic, because again, what am I gonna do? I just don't like touching it. I have sensory issues. So, yeah, so it's great for learning to knit, but then why are you giving me that that's a learn to knit project without, or your learn to knit yarn without a learn to knit project? These three things. And then it just ends up sitting there. Like, that's just blatant overconsumption. So it's great to be able to get the magazine without having to, like, use your plastic bag yarn. Anyway. Yeah, so that's your rant you didn't ask for. But anyway, I saw this, great embroidery book. I love this because I'm hoping to put more embroidery on a lot of things that I make. I think sometimes it's just nice to, you know, do it. My husband loves a hanky. You know, my little old-fashioned man. And there's one in here that's a kangaroo, so he can be his little Australian self with a kangaroo on his hanky. He got very excited when he saw that, but it's a solid book. I do love embroidery. My dream is, I think it'd be really cool to have just like a wall of like command hooks if you're renting, but because we're renting, but if we ever buy again, I would love to put just like walls and have enough embroidery samplers that I can change them out through the seasons. Or like in the guest room, I think it'd be so cool if we have guests come and then I can put little like different wall art on it that they can see and like appreciate. Because one of my favorite things when I have guests is I put books on the bedside table that I think they'd like, you know, a couple of fiction, a couple of nonfiction, because I think, I don't know, everyone I know is just like a big reader, and so you finish your book, but sometimes you just want something that's like a more coffee table style book to just flip through. So yeah, that's kind of what I've got going. I will talk about projects moving forward. This is gonna be like the longest thing ever. I'm a little bit sorry, kind of, but I'm sorry for me for having to put so much stuff. But like, okay, let's just agree right now, I'll link stuff like this and stuff like the yarn, but like I don't need to link the random fabric I bought. I am so sorry. I can't even link the farmer's market because I was just driven there. Visiting family is like the best thing in the world because I think it's the closest you can get as an adult to being a toddler. Like literally, I woke up, like I got there and it was just like, and I'm like, yes, I'm very tall. I have not grown since you saw me 11 years ago, but yes, I'm very tall. You know, you just get praised for basic physical things. Any bit of Italian I spoke, they thought I was the queen. My Italian has gotten worse in the past 11 years. It was much better the last time I saw them. But, you know, I just basically woke up and it was just like, you're going here today. And I was like, okay, you're going here today? Okay. Would you like some food? Would you like some? It was just so glorious. It was the most relaxed I felt in years. I felt like a 2-year-old. I need more of that. The family reunion I'm going to is not like that. It's gonna be, I've kind of taken over the cooking just because I want the food to be good. What can you do? But crafty plans going forward. Then we'll talk about what happened, which also involves a craft. So it's all craft based. But anyway, yeah, so crafty plans going forward. This is fabric my mom brought me the last time she visited. This is not a new acquisition. In fact, this is possibly the oldest thing here, except for me. I think I must have bought this. It can't be later than 2009. So it's almost vintage. This is some cotton seersucker. When I went to fashion school in 2008 to 2009, there's a place in Vancouver called Dress Sew. They're closing in a year unless they find a new home. So if you are in Vancouver and you can find Dress Sew a home, you do that. I'm gonna have a few drinks when I'm there and tell my dad if he finds Dress Sew a home, I'm gonna move back. Okay, don't let me do that. But anyway, I love this fabric. I haven't burnt it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's 100% cotton. It's a seersucker. It's nice. My mom brought it because she's like, I found this in the basement and it's like a summer fabric. And you know what? She was right. So I want to do something with that and I have a vision. So I'm kind of thinking a skirt, like one of these tiered skirts, but I think I might want it a little bit like tighter on the top. But I am going to do, I did actually see in Love Sewing a looser version, but I might do a mock-up. And so this might be ready for next summer at this point. This is sort of my plan for mock-up because I have a lot of black cotton that I bought in Ireland. And so I'm sort of thinking maybe if I do that and then I try to find a color that matches the raffia, I can do sort of like this vibe on the lace to sort of match the thing. And then I learn how to do eyelet lace on these little in-between sections. So that's sort of my future plan, whether it's ready for this summer or next summer, who even knows? But I'm gonna need summer skirts. Again, I have no summer clothes. Even if I don't live in a place where it's summer 90% of the year, it might be summer 50% of the year, and I still need stuff to wear. So, you know, what can you do? Another future plan that I want to do is I would like to, I'm sure you've seen this before if you've been watching me for a while. I bought this at Buys and Scribes when I lived in Cork for 10 bucks. This is the best thing I've ever bought. I think it's still a little bit available, but it has a brown cover. I checked it out on Amazon. But basically what it does is it goes through all the crafts. Like, I think there's about 32 different crafts in here. It goes through an overview, history, contemporary artists that work in this medium, and then just a thing of like basic things. I want to make every single thing in here. Maybe not all the projects. I like a lot of their projects. I might do modifications to them. There's only one that I'm just like, I cannot find a good use for it. So with the blue set, the Gansey sweater, I am going to try to make a video that's just like purpose built, like just all that project. So I'm thinking if you guys are interested, it might be fun to do like a, can I learn yarn from a book? And if you're wondering, that's very nondescript. Yes, it is. Let me see if I flip to another one that's just the start of it. There we go. Print. Can I learn print from a book? And maybe still doing these, maybe not once a week, but like once a month, maybe. And just kind of putting stuff up as it gets finished. But yeah, so that's sort of next steps. Yeah, and okay, where I've been. So I've been living in Malta, which has been great in a lot of ways, but it's been also kind of a thing. Part of the reason we moved here is because it's better for my husband's job, but also because I grew up in Canada. I'm a Canadian citizen, but I'm also an Italian citizen. And in Malta, EU citizens get free university. And so my plan was to go to university here. And I found a class that did basically like a sort of textile vibe that I thought, okay, great. And it was a certificate, so it didn't really have any requirements. And I thought, well, okay, that's great. What I didn't realize is here you can finish school at 16 and go into post-secondary. You know, growing up in Canada, post-secondary, you pretty much start when you're 18 because you can't graduate until, you know, you're older. And I think it's a brilliant system because if I had gotten that opportunity when I was 16, I think I would probably be a lot more advanced in life. But at the same time, I think, I don't know. I mean, I'm struggling with how to talk about this because I don't want to be like, oh, this traumatized me. But like, I pretty much almost gave up on crafting for good. I don't know. I think I'm just not ready to talk about the full extent of what happened. But I think I might be ready to talk about some of the good. One of the good things, and one of the reasons why I started, is because I've always wanted to learn bobbin lace. I say always, but like, well, I think it was really, like, I just think there's something romantic about lace making. I've always liked the sound of it, like, I make lace. And when I was 18, I went to Venice, and I saw them make lace, but they said you had to be Venetian, and I said, oh, well, my nonno's from Veneto, like, I am Venetian, but they won't teach you unless you were actually born in Venice. So, I don't know. I'm trying to get my Italian better, and if they ever lift that requirement, let me tell you, my butt will be there. But yeah, so in Malta, there's also a really big lace making tradition. And Maltese lace is beautiful. And it's worked with usually a bit of a thicker yarn, a thread, because we're dealing with this. So this one I think is linen. And like, you have a more traditional lace thread, Did I sneak shopping into this? Absolutely. But this was school buying, so it was different. So this is more the traditional kind of like French lace size, and this is the Maltese. So you see what I mean? It's a bit thicker. There are a few differences, but it is very prized. Another big difference is when, like, the bobbins are very similar. They're made of pine or carob. So as you can see, some are pine, some are carob. And one of the first things we did in this course I took was we had to make a bobbin case, because sewing was a part of it as well. Oh, see, here's a little piece I made. But we'll get into that later. Getting ahead of myself. So we had to make a little bobbin case. So this was fun. I was a little more advanced than everybody. So I did some embroidery on mine just because I was bored. Yeah, so I actually really love the choices I made with this. I think this is beautiful. And then we also got our lace making pillow. So when you have lace making pillows, for a lot of traditions, they're flat, whereas the Maltese one is cylindrical, which works because it's great when you're at a table because you can lean it against the table. I do think it's a bit more ergonomic. So let me see. As you can see, I have all my bobbins set up with the thinner thread because I was doing samples, but I'm not gonna finish that project. Let's just be 100% for real. But yeah, so that's sort of the base of lace making. So I did learn it. I want to go farther with it. I think right now, oh, little piece fell off. I think right now I just need to not, I say as I tie a knot. I don't know. Like, again, it just made me rethink a lot of choices. So yeah, I think I need to just put lace making away for a little bit. I think I'm finally kind of ready to come back to it a little bit, and that's also, I'm finally ready to come back to this and talking about crafting, even though I'm not ready to talk about I don't know. Also, I need to go out tonight and my makeup's done. Like, I can't be out here crying. And I just don't think I can talk about it without crying. But it was an experience. I got good from it. You know, there's good and bad in everything, and I really love the good I got out of it. And I can separate that from the bad. And it did move my life forward because I realized that maybe the path that I thought I was going to go down wasn't for me. I want the traditional, you know, a big thing that was the draw of this program was that it wasn't oh, learn something, write a paper, learn something, write a paper. And I realized, you know what? I like writing a paper. I don't think it's like, I don't know. I don't mind it. So yeah, I did that. I soul searched a little bit, and then I ended up signing up for the Open University out of London. So I'm officially back in a degree program. I'm in the first year. I'm doing it part-time for now, and then who knows in the future. But yeah, so I'm hoping the program allows me to maybe have 2 specialties if I want, or 1 major. And so far it's looking like I want to do art history. I was thinking maybe something as a second, but I haven't found anything that's really piqued my love as much as art. So yeah, so that's kind of where I've been. I've just been sorting through a lot of emotional stuff, and just, yeah, trying to persevere through it. But at the end of the day, that's all we can do, right? So hopefully I am back. I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, so let me know what you've been making. Let me know if you have suggestions of what I should be making, because I want to make everything. I want to do all the crafts. I think I'm ready to be back and really get into it. Doing an intense degree program. It's good. It's given life structure. But anyway, I am off to quiz. And if you've never been to a pub quiz, try it. It might be your thing. Yeah. Thanks for letting me ramble. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry if this one was longer than usual. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I will not lie. Getting my knees up off the floor, not my favorite time.